Ladies and gentlemen, I have always opined on this platform on many occasions that in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, and that everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objective. Nothing in politics just happens for the sake of it. Yesterday, William Ruto met with the leadership from Murang'a County at State House in Nairobi. And while William Ruto was meeting Murang'a leaders, Rigathi Gachagua also held a parallel meeting with a set of Murang'a leaders. But there is something which Rigathi Gachagua said during his address to the media, which caught my attention. And maybe you missed it. According to Rigathi Gachagua, William Ruto is sponsoring Ndindi Nyoro to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya in 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to listen to this speech by Rigathi Gachagua very closely and interpret to me like a 1-year-old what Rigathi Gachagua is trying to allege in that clip.
What is happening in State House is a choreography. It's a strategy by William Ruto to divide the mountain. The other day he called the people of Kiambu and told them to remove themselves to the rest of the mountaineers. The other day he called the people of Meru and told them to remove themselves from the other mountaineers. Even today, he is cheating the people of Murang'a that they have never led and it's their time to lead. And we know for sure he has prepared a small blue wheelbarrow to confuse the people of Murang'a so that he can cheat them to have a presidential candidate whom he is sponsoring, whom he is spending money on to come and divide the votes in Murang'a. Unfortunately for him, the people of Murang'a are wise people. Many times people have tried to confuse the people of Murang'a, but they have remained forever focused. These are people who are extremely focused and they can see through the scheme of William Ruto of trying to create division among the mountaineers. I want to call our people to stay united and to know that our strength is informed by our unity as a people. Let our people stay focused. Let our people not be swayed by small money and by bribes that are taking place in Kenya.
And because in politics nothing happens out of mere coincidence, I want us to try and understand the objectives which Rigathi Gachagua wanted to achieve by claiming that William Ruto is sponsoring Ndindi Nyoro to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya in 2027. And indeed, today, Rigathi Gachagua took that gospel to the public.
Hata hapa Murang'a amemwambia vijana wengine hapa watagereza kahwirubaru, watu wajifiche hapo, wanajifanya hawataki Kasongo, lakini ni watu ya Kasongo na ni hwirubaru ya.
So in this video, I want us to talk about Ndindi Nyoro and the 2027 presidential elections in the Republic of Kenya. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two. Click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. What is Ndindi Nyoro's game plan for 2027? Let us begin with that question. Because personally, I've always assumed that Ndindi Nyoro could be planning to run for the Nairobi gubernatorial seat alongside Babu Owino. So that if Babu Owino becomes the gubernatorial candidate, then Ndindi Nyoro will become the running mate. If Ndindi Nyoro becomes the candidate, Babu Owino becomes the running mate. I've also assumed always that maybe Ndindi Nyoro and Babu Owino might actually decide to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya, and they might actually cause serious storm. That ticket can easily win. So I've always been assuming that's another possibility. But what is his game plan? And why would President William Ruto sponsor Ndindi Nyoro to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya? We all know and agree that Rigathi Gachagua is a truthful man. And Rigathi Gachagua is a former deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. So I want to assume Rigathi Gachagua has a bit of intelligence reports. Even some he gathered during the period he was the deputy president. So I want to assume so. And of course, even the fact that he has left doesn't stop him from getting those briefings because he has his sympathizers in the system. Several questions have been asked. Why would Ruto pick Ndindi Nyoro and support him? The truth is, it's easy to sell Ndindi Nyoro in Mount Kenya. William Ruto's biggest headache is Mount Kenya. Because if Mount Kenya can deliver those votes to one basket, it's a done deal. Whether they will be delivered to Kalonzo, Fred Matiang'i, done deal. Number two, if you are keen, Ndindi Nyoro is appealing to the young people, just like Babu Owino. And William Ruto's biggest headache is the young people. So Ndindi Nyoro can help William Ruto deal also touch two issues: the mountain and the Gen Zs. The mountain and the Gen Zs. But let us not go into that for now. I want us to focus on why Rigathi Gachagua is actually worried about the move by Ruto, if it's true, to sponsor Ndindi Nyoro for the presidency. Number one, if Ndindi Nyoro were to be sponsored today to run for the presidency, he will definitely disrupt DCP plan for numbers. What is DCP's plan for numbers? Politics is a game of numbers. And Rigathi Gachagua and the mountain delivered to Ruto. But those numbers never mattered. Why? Because they didn't have a political party. So in his own mind, Rigathi Gachagua decided that for me now, I'm out of William Ruto. So the first thing I want to do, I want to create a party for my region. He has created DCP party. And to his advantage, DCP party has been bought by the people. The souls and the minds of Mount Kenya are with DCP party. So if you go for an election, this is his mathematics, DCP party will sponsor candidates. And his projection is that he will definitely get several MPs, several senators, women rep, governors, and the rest. Then he can now negotiate with those numbers. Now, in a situation where Ndindi Nyoro is also a presidential candidate on another political party, his fear, he actually mentioned yesterday, that Muranga, Ndindi Nyoro is likely to sweep Muranga with that party. And if he sweeps Muranga with that party, that can have spiral effects on other regions. For example, in Kiambu, in maybe places like Laikipia, places like Nakuru, because of his age and maybe his charisma, it will disrupt the numbers. And that's why he's taking it to the ground. I don't know how Ndindi Nyoro will react, because one thing I know for sure is that it can't be coincidence that Ndindi Nyoro never voted for the finance bill. That he all of a sudden became wise. That Ndindi Nyoro never voted to impeach Rigathi. Those who follow this channel, I once opined that William Ruto was actually protecting Ndindi Nyoro for the future. I don't know whether this is the future I meant. And number two, there's also the element of Mount Kenya kingpin. Who is Mount Kenya kingpin as we speak? The truth is, as we speak, two people. There's Uhuru Kenyatta and there's Rigathi Gachagua, because even Rigathi Gachagua declared Uhuru Kenyatta as Mount Kenya kingpin. But is Uhuru Kenyatta a factor as far as Mount Kenya politics is concerned in 2027? I doubt if Uhuru Kenyatta is actually a factor in Mount Kenya politics as far as 2027 politics is concerned. I doubt. Which means, as we speak, Mount Kenya kingpin is none other than Rigathi Gachagua. Because Rigathi Gachagua is calling the shots. But what do you think will happen if, for example, if the government will decide to lock Rigathi Gachagua from running for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya? Because Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. The matter is in court. That court matter can actually be used to negotiate so that he can be told, okay, you go and run to spiritual position. Sometimes these things will be done without him knowing. Or they can say, you don't qualify to run. Then what do? We get for you, you don't qualify to run. What will follow? Ndindi Nyoro will now run. And if Ndindi Nyoro will be on the ballot, chances are Mount Kenya will rally around him. That is the game plan. Because for me, up to now, I don't understand when and how Ndindi Nyoro fell out with William Ruto. Number 3 is the post-William Ruto's succession politics. Rigathi might not run in 2027, but is planning to sponsor candidates on his party. Rigathi hopes that post-William Ruto, he will still be there calling the shots. If Ndindi Nyoro were to run in 2027, and assuming he won't succeed, let's say he becomes number 2 or 3, age is still on his side. At least he shall have managed now to test the national politics. He can make a comeback and contest again. That is something which is worrying Rigathi. Because as long as Rigathi Gachagua will not be on the ballot, and assuming they will not succeed in becoming the president, that wing, the united opposition, I can assure you, the mountain will easily forget about Rigathi Gachagua. Ndindi Nyoro will take over. Because it's easy to sell Ndindi Nyoro. You know, he has played his politics smart. When it comes to development, I mean, he can tell people, I've done this, I've done that. You know, his brand of politics is not very bad. He can easily be accepted compared to Rigathi Gachagua nationally. So they'll easily go that direction. And number 4, why Rigathi is very angry with Ruto over this is because of the divide and rule. The truth is, Rigathi Gachagua needs a strong, united Mount Kenya. If the mountain is not united, Rigathi Gachagua cannot be as powerful as you'd be with a united Mount Kenya. And Ruto is trying so hard to split the mountain. There's the idea of Mount Kenya East. There is the idea of carving off Kiambu. There is the idea which is now alluding to that, you know, Murang'a has not produced presidency and therefore they should, you know, just try to divide it. And lastly, Rigathi fears for his influence. Yeah. Ndindi Nyoro, if we were to run, will get some support from Mount Kenya. And the truth is, those people, if Ndindi Nyoro were not on the ballot, they would easily stick with Rigathi Gachagua. I don't know what you think. Do you think Ruto is sponsoring Ndindi Nyoro? Or Rigathi Gachagua is just making noise? I'll be waiting to hear Ndindi Nyoro's response to Rigathi Gachagua. Until that time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.